Welcome to The Topic, where we highlight Houston Community College, our students, our programs, and our reach into the community. I'm Amy Tan. This is the first week of classes for the fall 2023 semester. Whether you're a new or returning student, we have some ideas for ways to get into the swing of the semester. First up, we're joined by Public Services Librarian Dana McCartney, who will give us some advice for making the best use of all the libraries have to offer. Welcome to the show, Dana.
Hi, thank you for having me.
We're so excited to hear about all that the libraries have to offer. Can you give us an overview of the basics? Where are the libraries and when are they open?
Great question. So we have libraries throughout the district. We have 10 full-service library locations throughout the district. And we also have 6 smaller library locations, ERCs, or electronic resource centers. And we are open at the full-service library 6 days a week. We open early in the morning, 7:30, and we close at 9 o'clock at night, Monday through Thursday. We're open 7:30 to 4 on Fridays and 9 to 3 on Saturdays. And we even have online assistance on Sundays. So the libraries are not open on campus on Sundays, but if you go to the library website, you can use the Ask a Librarian chat service if there's any library questions at all, or even research questions too. We have librarians answering questions on Sundays.
Well, I happen to know students really take advantage of those Ask a Librarian chat opportunities. And it does seem like when you need a librarian, it might not necessarily be between the hours of 9 and 5.
Right.
A wonderful service. And you mentioned ERCs. Can you just tell us a little bit about the difference between an ERC and a more traditional library?
So they're smaller spaces and they're open more limited hours. But they are staffed with library staff and librarians, so you can get a lot of the same services, just maybe not the same hours.
And libraries today are more than just books. Tell us about some of the spaces and the amenities that you have.
Yeah, so we have so much going on at the library, and of course, we still love books, and we have print books that, all our libraries that, students, faculty, and staff can check out and take home with them, including recreational reading. But we also have a really great online library and also lots of great spaces and resources on campus. So if you go online and look at our library there, we have databases and other resources, and we want to make sure that we cover all areas of study at HCC so that, students taking any class can find some resource to help them finish their assignments or learn more. So of course we have our ebook databases where you can look at a book online or even maybe download to read offline on lots and lots of different topics. And we have our databases with streaming video, educational videos, and periodicals like scholarly journals, magazines, newspapers. And then a couple of things I'll highlight that, maybe not everybody knows about. We have daily online access to the Houston Chronicle in one of our databases called Newsbank. So you can look at today's Houston Chronicle right now in the library databases, and that's just a great way to keep up with, state and local news.
Absolutely. I always want to have access to the Houston Chronicle. Mm-hmm. And I know that the library is a wonderful place to go if you need a quiet place to study, and you can reserve rooms if you want to have a study group at some areas. Do you offer any orientations or webinars?
Yeah, we do. So the orientations are usually requested by faculty and they're tied to the class. So what will happen, a class will come to the library, or maybe a librarian will meet with a class in their online class, and it'll be specific to an assignment where the librarian will walk students through how to complete the research for that assignment. And then we also have the webinars, and those webinars are open to any student in any class, and they're on lots of different library topics. So they could be something like an intro to the library services online, or maybe they could be something more topical like plagiarism or fake news. And you can sign up for, any of those webinars that you're interested in, and as many as you want to. You can sign up for every webinar.
It's a wonderful service for our students and for our faculty. And speaking of plagiarism, artificial intelligence, AI, is a big topic right now in research. What is the library doing to respond to the challenges and the opportunities of AI?
So yeah, I think challenges and opportunities is a great way to put it. And at the library, we're trying to stay open to it and learn as much as we can about it. We've been trying it out a little bit and putting research questions in there to kind of see what answers ChatGPT might give us. And we're thinking about how it can be applied to higher ed and how we're going to have to work with critical thinking skills to be able to discern, what kind of information you might be getting from an AI tool versus something that's not AI. And one thing we've done already is, our MLA and APA LibGuides that help students cite sources and format their papers. We've added sections to it to tell them, to give them information about, if they are using an AI tool for their research, how to cite that information, and also some tips on, making sure your instructor is okay with that, and, how to be really open about using an AI tool, because that, that's pretty key there to making sure that it's out in the open.
Absolutely. And I know that's something that our faculty are also working on, communicating to students, when there's an allowable use, and also just communicating to students that it's acceptable to use sources, but you have to give those sources the credit, and working with them. So we have just a little bit of time left. Is there anything anything else you want to share with us about what the libraries have to offer, or can you give us your best advice to get everything you can out of the library?
Yeah, I'll say the library has a lot of different kinds of study spaces depending on, what kind of studying you're trying to do that day. We have, the big open library for people who kind of like to be around other people and study just out and about. And then we also have study rooms where we want students to work collaboratively. So we have study spaces that we hope will, be conducive to learning and working together. Students can work in our study rooms using whiteboards or TV screens to work on their projects. And then we also have, like silent study areas for students who want to study individually and, really hope that it'll be quiet and distraction free. So we try to have a lot of different ways that students can study depending on their needs and what they like to do.
Well, and I know that many students view the library as a safe space where they can come and they'll have support, and they can be individual and study, or they can have that community and work with other students. So we really appreciate all of the work of the librarians at HCC and creating those spaces. Any final tips before we sign off?
Always ask for help when you need it. The library, we love to answer questions and help students, faculty, and staff. So if there's any way we can assist you, just let us know and we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, I used to tell my students, the librarian is your best friend. So
you're a good thing to have on campus.
Yes. So be sure to reach out to your friendly neighborhood librarian. And we really appreciate you coming on the show, Dana, and helping us get back into the swing of things here.
Thanks for having me. I had so much fun.
Well, enjoy the rest of your first week. And when we come back, we'll get the scoop on student life.
At Houston Community College, we make your lessons matter. Open the door to real-world education, where passions become careers. Find out more at hccs.edu and let your success take flight.
For more than a year, we have kept you informed with more than 500 remote episodes. But now we're back, bigger and better, with more news and more guests. Join us live every weekday at 10 a.m. on Facebook and YouTube, and on HCC TV at noon and 5 p.m. You can watch from anywhere. We go where you go.
Welcome back to the topic. We're talking about settling in for the fall semester. We're joined now by Dipal Parekh, Student Life Coordinator at Southeast College. Welcome to the show, Dipal.
Thank you, Dr. Tan.
It's lovely to see you. I know that the campus is probably packed with new students and returning students today.
Yes, our second day welcoming returning and new students. It has been amazing. We had a great day yesterday and even better day today.
Oh, that's wonderful to hear. Tell us a little bit about the mission of Student Life.
So all HCC locations, every HCC college has a student life department or the Office of Student Life, and our mission as a group is to make sure we provide engagement opportunities to our students along with their academic experience that extends their learning beyond the classroom. We want to make sure that while they're building their academic transcript, they also have the opportunity to build their co-curriculum transcript while they're at HCC, and that helps them with the leadership skills that they will need when they are outside of HCC or when they move into the career. We also want to make sure that they have a positive interpersonal relationship skills that are developed during their experience in student life. And we want to make sure that they are exposed to diverse ideas through participation in different student clubs and organizations that we currently have at HCC.
And we have an awful lot of opportunities. And I know the student life coordinators work with the students to design programming, and that there are many different ways that they can be involved in student life. Can you tell us why should students take time out of their very busy schedules to participate in those student life activities?
Yes, so the big why for student life, why do we even exist? Each student at HCC helps support the student activity programming by paying $1 per credit enrolled in each semester. So the student fee dollars we're trying to put them to a great use by having the student Office of Student Life, where we are making sure we provide them leadership opportunities. We bring in guest speakers. We celebrate the awareness weeks, the Heritage Month, fun activities. We provide food, music, and a lot of HCC swag. I'm sorry, merchandise. Swag is the old word now. They call it the HCC merch. HCC merch.
Merch. Okay, I'm going to put that in my vocabulary. I think we still have been calling it swag too. I mean, who doesn't love HCC merch?
I was corrected by our SGA officer. So like, Miss, that's old. We call it merch.
The students are teaching us.
Oh, definitely.
And I know that they're very active and that we rely on those student leaders to help create the programming, and that they are very, they are the ones who are developing, what kind of programming they want to see. Can you tell us more about Southeast and the student life at Southeast campus?
You're speaking my love language. Okay, so I love the Southeast student life because we are the only campus that has a student life building. We're the only campus in the entire system that has a building dedicated to students. All student activities, events take place right here in this building. The East Side campus, the 6815 Rustic Street, our campus here has this building not only dedicated to students, but we work very well with our faculty. We work very well with our staff members to create programs. When I mentioned earlier the Heritage Month Committee, it's a collaboration between faculty, staff, and students to come up with the theme for the month to bring the awareness. And we do it all here in Student Life Center. We have a media room where students, a lot of classrooms, professors bring in their students to watch a movie, or if it's particularly for the Heritage Month, a themed movie for that month to bring awareness or an education. The biggest and most popular thing we have here in Southeast Student Life is the Eagle Market. We're the only one, or we're the first ones to have an actual store look-alike Eagle Market. That's our food pantry. We get our food and non-food items from Houston Food Bank and from Helping Hands. So if a student wants to come and shop for food items or non-food items, they're welcome up to twice a month in the Eagle Market to come and shop without any cost. We have our wellness center. We call it the mini gym at the Southeast campus. We have a meditation room that a lot of students come and utilize that. We allow them up to 30 minutes of whatever they want to do in there, yoga, just meditate, or just sit there and collect their thoughts. We have a game and launch area where students can come check out equipment to play pool, table tennis. We have air hockey. We have Xbox games. So they can come do that. We also have lactation room for nursing mothers. We have craft rooms. So student wants to create something and they probably don't have the time or supplies at home. They can come and utilize the resources here and create artwork. We have painting, canvas, you name it, we have it. The Student Government Association, SGA office is located inside the Student Center. Also, the student organizations or student clubs, they utilize the Student Center for their meetings, their events. Coming soon, we have a multi-sport court. This is the vision of our president here. We're having a pickleball court along with volleyball and basketball and tennis. It will be outside of Student Life. So that's coming soon. And then we're also working on creating a room just for video games, so anime room. And a super exciting thing that's coming here is the food court. We're going to have a food court right inside the student center. All of these are coming soon.
Wow, that is really thrilling. And I know that because HCC, we are 100% commuter, right? All of our students are commuting, and we really want to create spaces for them that are welcoming and engaging and that will support the whole student. And I heard a little bit of everything there. So we only have about 1 minute left. How can we get more information about all of these wonderful things?
So students can reach out to their student life coordinators at their campus. For Southeast specifically, reach out to me. We also have a shared inbox, se.studentlife@hccs.edu. We are also on social media, Instagram and Facebook, the HCC Student Life. We also are using ID Loom to post all our student life events collectively. So you can go to idloom.events and hcc.idloom.events, and you can pull up all the student life events and then click on the particular college so you can see what your campus has. Also, we're on YouTube, Student Life on YouTube, where you can learn more about the upcoming events. And we also have our website. So you can we are available on all platforms.
They can find you anywhere, it sounds like. And I do follow you on social media, so I'll be looking for your posts. Thanks so much for joining us today, Dipal.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tan.
It's great to see you. And when we return, we'll highlight an upcoming event you won't want to miss.
At Houston Community College, we make your lessons matter. Open the door to real-world education, where passions become careers. Find out more at hccs.edu and let your success take flight.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
Things could be stranger, but I don't know how. I'm going through changes, through all of the strangeness. I'm going through changes now.
Welcome back to the topic. We're talking about settling in for the fall semester. Our departments and programs contribute more to the college than just classes. James Virgilio is a Texas Master Interpreter, a professor in our Sign Language Interpreter program, and faculty sponsor of the Interpreter Student Association. He's here to tell us about an important upcoming event, an event that is near and dear to my heart. It's a thrilling, exciting week. Welcome to the show, James.
Thank you, Dr. Tan. It's a pleasure to be here.
First, tell us about your program and the need that it seeks to fill.
Well, we in the American Sign Language Interpreting Program are working really hard to grow interpreters to meet the need that exists in the deaf community. Deaf people, like anybody else, wants to go anywhere else, and sometimes that requires the use of an interpreter or a team of interpreters. We're a high-demand field, and the field seems to grow in demand as deaf people move higher, farther, faster. There are deaf attorneys, deaf doctors, deaf actors, and deaf welders, you name it, and sometimes they need us to go in and meet the needs, not so much for them, but for the hearing people that they get to encounter.
It's a wonderful program with such a meaningful mission, and I have really appreciated being even a little part of this program and learning about it at HCC. What are some of the organizations your program works with in the Houston area?
We are thankful to have partnerships with many of the school systems that offer deaf education programs in K through 12. Our students have the opportunity to go out and observe working interpreters and get some hands in the air time themselves so they can see, do I want to work with children, or do I want to work in some other environment, but gain some valuable skills while I'm in the school environment? We also have partnerships and working relationships with community interpreter service providers in the area. So our students get a chance to see working interpreters out in the quote unquote real world. And we also are very excited to have a partnership with our neighbor across the street, the Ensemble Theater. They've invited our students back several semesters to provide access to their programming by interpreting one or two runs of a particular show. And we're going to be working on one this fall. We're really excited about that.
So many excellent partnerships. And I also want to highlight the dual credit partnership, and that we actually offer sign language, which I know is not interpreting, but they're related, and the opportunity to introduce high school students to learning another language, as well as potentially thinking about interpreting as a career. And I am so excited about Deaf Awareness Week. It was such an amazing experience last year, and I can't wait to hear all about what you have planned.
Yes, last year, our Deaf Awareness we called Deaf Pride. We had a wonderful time on campus showcasing the talents and the abilities of deaf people, the beauty and access that ASL provides to both communities to interact with one another. And we were just really excited to continue the fun this year.
Can you tell us about some of the events that you've already got planned?
Sure. We had a power failure in our building a moment ago, so I'm trying to retrieve the list so that I don't forget anything. But let's see, forgive me. Let's start here.
I know that we have a partnership with Student Life, and we're going to do Club Deaf.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for that. We will start the week. Deaf Awareness Week will be celebrated on the Central Campus, September 25th through 30th. That Monday, September 25th, is Club Deaf. That is an outdoor dance. Last year we had it in the courtyard in front of the classic San Jacinto building and the Harmon building. It's a wonderful time of food and fun and games, and we make the music accessible. Students get up and interpret. We also will do deaf-based games that if you've ever been to a deaf dance, it's a lot of fun. You would just be surprised how much fun people you think can't hear the music are having fun anyway. It's just a really good time. And we're doing that event in particular in partnership with the Student Life office. They were really supportive last year, and they're eager to be on board with us again. We can't thank them enough for that. The next day on Tuesday, we hope to have a panel of guests from the deaf community to come in to talk to our HCC community and our students about what life is like for a deaf Houstonian. What cultural conflicts do they face? What successes do they face? What do they need from us as interpreters and up and coming interpreters, so that we have a better sense of what the need is and what we need to do to fill it. On Wednesday, we will have game day. All of these events so far will be happening in the Harmon building. Wednesday will be, again, Deaf Game Day. We will be playing games that are ASL centered, Scrabble with the ASL alphabet. We will be playing Deaf Jeopardy, where one of our instructors, Professor Danny, hosts Deaf Jeopardy questions about deaf culture, American Sign Language, deaf history, some wonderful things, and also playing ordinary games with a deaf twist, meaning like we will play Uno, but you can't holler Uno. How do you tell your competitors that you're down to your last card if you can't say Uno? We'll talk about what strategies deaf people do when they're playing card games and things like that. Should be a lot of fun. On Friday, we're going to offer an online, I missed something. On Thursday, we want to have like a showcase of agencies and resources that work with and for the deaf community. We're inviting members of deaf community organizations to come out so we can learn about their programs, their policies, where our students could come in and do some service, fill a need. We also are inviting interpreter service providers, those agencies that send interpreters to doctors' offices and business meetings and those sorts of things, so our students can meet the people that they will hopefully work for and work with in the near future. We're really excited about that. Our Friday event is going to be an online component. It's going to be an introductory class in American Sign Language for those people who just want to learn some very simple signs at the beginning and get an idea of what ASL looks like and how it works. We will have that online, and that information will be broadcast all over the system so people will have access to that class. And then the week wraps up on Saturday with an ASL concert. Many of our students and friends from the interpreting and deaf communities will be getting up and providing an ASL interpretation of some song, whether it's a current pop hit or some classic from the oldie goldie days.
It is a beautiful event, and I'm sorry to cut you off, James. We have about 20 seconds left, and I encourage all of you to come out and see the concert. It is a moving experience to be a part of, and I am thrilled we're going to have a virtual option this year for anybody to be able to join in. So in the last 10 seconds, how can people keep up with the latest? How can they find us?
I'm really not sure. I'm sure.
Okay, we'll get that information to you. We'll get it all out to you. Thanks
Sure.
for being here, Professor James Virgilio, and thanks for all of you for joining us on the topic. For more information on this visit, please visit hccs.edu/podcast. For the topic on HCC TV, I'm Amy Tan.